The St. Louis Women's Center would like to welcome back Mark, Scott, and Francis in the first ever Penis Monologues.
Hello, everyone. I'm Francis. I'm going to have the guys introduce themselves, and then after that, we'll tell you a little bit about what we've been doing since the last time you saw us here filling in at the Vagina Monologues for our wives.
My name is Scott.
Mark.
Oh, come on, buddy. Show a little enthusiasm. All right, so, my lovely ex-wife, Stephanie, couldn't be here tonight, and that has reaffirmed my faith in God, the fact that she did not make it out tonight. We divorced. It was a very violent divorce. I had a better lawyer. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not actually allowed to talk about it that much. So I haven't really been doing much. I started a fantasy football league. I don't watch sports. It's been really awkward. And that's about it.
After the fill-in episode, I think we can all three agree that it was a very life-changing experience for all of us. And me and Tara sadly got divorced, and for the past 2 years, I've just been traveling the world doing some soul searching. And I recently got back from Cambodia, where I killed a wolf with my bare hands.
Guys, do I really have to do this? Look, you guys are divorced. I'm not. She said divorce was too good.
Mark, just do it. She's at the spa tonight. She's not going to find out.
What about for the tour for the next 3 weeks?
Keep sending her back to the spa.
I'm Mark, married to Melanie. I wanted a divorce. She wanted a divorce, but then she decided, no, Mark doesn't get a divorce. Mark doesn't get off the hook easy. Mark has to live with this mistake and not get sex ever.
All right. So, last time at the Vagina Monologues, we were told we had to do vagina metaphors, which I don't know about you guys. I always got a kick out of that. I thought it was so dumb. But we're men. We are real live men. So we're going to do a game that we like to call My Dick is So Big. We're going to tell you about the size of our cocks. My dick is so big that the tribe that lives in my pubic hair makes sacrifices to it so that it rains.
My dick is so big that when I walk into a sorority house, it's considered a monopoly.
Do I have to?
Mark, come on, man.
Scott, Scott, come on.
Just do it.
All right. My dick is so big, there was once a movie called Godzilla vs. My Dick.
My dick is so big, it got a GED and was accepted into community college.
God fucking... My dick is so big, it tips only with 100s.
My dick is so big, it is registered as my legal guardian.
My dick is so big, it makes the Washington Monument look like a pussy.
God, guys, really? Come on.
Come on,
Mark. My dick is so big, it charges money for its autograph.
My dick is so big, it was constructed to line up with the sunrise and sunset on the spring and winter equinox. My dick is so big, it owns an NBA franchise.
My dick is so big that it has to buy sweaters at the big and tall section at jcpenney.
My dick is so big, it's already fucking my wife tomorrow.
My dick is so big it won an Oscar for fucking my first girlfriend.
My dick is so big that it was the stunt double in Jaws.
My dick is so big, I can fuck an elevator shaft. My dick is so big, it takes 4 fat women and a team of Clydesdales to jack me off.
All right, I think that's enough for my dick is so big.
I guess this is the story of our first erections.
Mark. Boner. Say boner.
I guess this is the time we talk about our first boners. Okay. I didn't want to share this story, and the only reason they know of this story is because I was really drunk after my wife and I had been fighting for a while. So, it was in 1986. I was about 11 years old. My family had driven 3 hours to go to my grandmother's 97th birthday party. And there was another little girl there that came with one of my cousins. She shined differently in the light, and I liked that. And she came over as I was giving my grandmother a hug and slapped me on the ass. And it just happened. It happened so fast. My poor grandmother with her cataracts and her senility and her dementia, and she was sundowning, and all of a sudden her grandchild just rubs her leg with his first chub ever, and my family almost put me up for adoption. My mother sought to see, she was looking for if she could get an abortion. It turns out no, because I was already born. I just remember the look on my grandmother's face. It was a mix of horror and utter confusion. She called me Jerry for most of that party. I think she thought I was my grandfather who died in 1946. I just don't, you guys.
Okay, Mark. Thank you. Wow. All right. Wow. Okay, Scott, you want to fucking save this show?
Okay, if my mind works clearly, we can you'll hear the story of my first boner. It was back at the age of 9. I had a lemonade stand, like most kids do. And Mrs. Stevenson lived across the street. She came outside and bought a cup of lemonade, and she started walking away. I noticed that she was wearing shorts that day, and every step she took, her cankles vibrated. And it just sent every step, every vibration, every jiggle of her cankles sent shocks to the tip of my penis. It was a feeling I never felt before, and it was really shocking. I mean, the lemonade stand moved, and my hands were on top counting money. I had my last therapy session about that last Tuesday. The doctor says I'm cured, but now I think I have to go back.
All right. Wow, this is turning out a lot worse than I thought it would. Wow. Anyway, so my first boner, it's actually pretty interesting. There was no sexual arousal involved. I was at the local swimming hole with a bunch of other children. I was about 10 years old, I think. Middle of the summer, very, very beautiful day. Sun was out, and my friend Darren bet me I couldn't climb the waterfall and jump off. And looking back, it wasn't that high, maybe 30 feet. The water was plenty deep, but to a child my size, it was quite high. So I got to the top. I climbed up. Everybody was egging me on, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't jump. And between the fear of jumping and the humiliation of chickening out in front of all my friends, my body had no idea how to react, and I got a boner. I stood up in front of everyone and their mothers, literally, their mothers, pitching a vertical tent, and I just, finally, the embarrassment outweighed the fear, and I jumped. And I did a pencil dive. I went feet first, and I don't know if you've ever done a belly smacker, but that's what my penis did off the water. I think it's time for first wanks.
Now we're going to do our stories of the first time we masturbated.
Scott, say wank. First time we wanked. So when we toured in England, you can say jerk off tonight if you want tonight. But.
I'm going to go with jerking. The first time I was jerking, it was at the age of, I believe it was the age of 12. I was working on a model train set. I used a very, 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 very strong adhesive gel that I did not know at the time that I was allergic to, and I did not know that it was very flammable. My father, who smoked every second of every day, he flicked a cigarette on the sidewalk, but it caught a stream of the adhesive and ran up my leg. Little did I know I got some adhesive on the front of my pants. And I'll tell you that much, my crotch lit on fire like the Burning Man. And as fast as I could, I grabbed a wet cloth and I grabbed a hold and tried to shake the fire out. And it was just like it was the messiest thing on God's green earth. I still can't grow pubic hair on my crotch. I use a wig. I can never find one to match my natural hair color. It's always blonde.
Okay, Scott. First time I fired off some knuckle kids, I was about 11. This was just under a year after the fear boner incident, and I was sitting in my living room. My parents were outside doing yard work, and a commercial came on TV. It was an advertisement for workout equipment. And I got my first sexually induced boner. There were some very beautiful women on there wearing some very tight sports bras. And I'd seen this commercial before. It was an infomercial, so it was about a minute and 30 seconds, not the typical 30-second TV spot. So I ran into the kitchen, and as quickly as I could, I tossed an entire tub of margarine in the microwave. I set the timer for about 20 seconds. I knew I was short on time. I grabbed the whole tub of margarine, and I sprinted back into the living room, and I actually tripped on the carpet, and I spilled what I immediately found out was a molten tub of I can't believe it's not butter on my mom's dog. It was a Scottish Terrier puppy. It didn't make it, but I spilled the tub of margarine, and the commercial was almost over, and I was under pressure. All I could do was react. It was throw the dog into the sink to prevent it from getting terrible burns, or take a handful of butter and rustle my jimmies, and I chose to wank to the commercial. I think the single worst part of that was the last shot. The shot that I ended up finishing on was a shot of the trainer peddling the DVD, who was a shirtless man with an 8-pack of abs. Mark, you want to take this one? Mark, tell about the first time you jacked off.
Well, I was in 1986, immediately after the events of my first boner. I, in horror, ran outside of the nursing home and down to the local convenience store, where I just wanted a minute to myself, but instead I found a very nice gentleman with a very, very cool van, and he said he had candy, and he gave me some, and he said there's more in the van, and I got in the van, and he gave me a Coca-Cola, and I don't remember anything else. I don't.
Do you want me to take this? Do you want me to take the mic back?
No, you let me finish.
Okay, Mark.
And then he drove me across town to a warehouse. He said the fun's inside, so I went inside, and it was filled with candy. And it turns out he was a salesman. He just wanted to sell me some candy. So I went into the bathroom, and I knocked one out. I ate so much candy. I had a stomach ache for 3 years.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! All right, I think we are gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So we're gonna talk about our plans for the future, and then we're gonna tell you what's in store for our penises. My plans for the future, really, honestly, just work out, lose my beer gut, get something resembling abs, and bang as many mediocre chicks as I possibly can. Yeah, it is the American dream. That's correct, Scott. And as for what's in store for my penis, I'm going to go with rash cream.
I plan on returning to the Himalayas again. I had a pretty good time there. While I was there last time, I saved a small village from a ravenous wildebeest.
Scott, you know wildebeest live in Africa, right?
Well, you can imagine my surprise when I was sitting there drinking. I look up and said, "Holy shit, there's a wildebeest." And as for my penis, I plan to bury it in so much tang they think it's Neil Armstrong.
What was I supposed to do again?
Plans for the future and what's in store for your penis.
My plan for the future is to trick my wife into having sex with me again. Plans for my penis is being not in a desolate wasteland. Its skin's starting to get dry and flaky, and I don't like that. So I'm going to try to get my lovely Melanie to not be so fucking angry at me. And I don't think that tonight has helped that at all.
That's fair, Mark. As for the penis wasteland thing, I do have a cream, though, for you to moisturize your fupa with. That should help. So, all right, I'll let the announcer take it away, guys. You've been a good audience. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the St. Louis Women's Center. This has been the Penis Monologues.